like to make an opening statement about the game. We'll open up the questions.
Thought we played pretty well. Thought our rebounding in the first half was not very good, but we did a nice job of getting it back to even on the glass. I was proud of the way we got off to a good start. We had good days of preparation, and we had really good warm-up tonight from what my assistants were telling me, and I think that led to us, getting off to a quick start and playing well against a good team.
How are you guys able to even up those rebounds so quickly? Because they were up like 10. What was it? Just guys or balls bouncing to them, or guys just not?
No, I mean, one thing that happens is we're pretty athletic, so most of the time we can get away with just jumping to go grab the ball, but they're really, really long. So you have to hit somebody, then find the ball, then go get it. Usually we can just find it and go get it. And so we've been talking about it all week, but sometimes they don't believe you until it happens. And the biggest problem was like Watanabe and the kid Smith. They were so active. They didn't get a bunch of them, but they kept tipping them. They kept tipping them, and other guys would chase them down because we didn't hit them or drive them back. And we had some smaller guys on them. I mean, they're long and big, so you have to make contact and hit them. And I let them know my thoughts at halftime about how our rebounding was going, and we got that. They corrected it. They did a good job. We played well. We pounded the paint. We got 48 points in the paint. We shot high percentage shots. I mean, we played well. We took them out of what they wanted to do offensively. We guarded the three-point line pretty well. Thought they were 1 of 11 in the first half. They were 1 of 5 in the second half. But I thought in the first half we didn't particularly guard it well. They just missed some shots. Second half I thought we actually guarded it pretty well. We had talked about that at halftime. It was a good game for us. We didn't turn the ball over very much. We forced a lot of turnovers. We were lucky to get it even on the backboards. We did a nice job on Kavanaugh. I thought Tillman played really well, but I think, one thing I want to point out is he guarded Kavanaugh, started out guarding Kavanaugh. He did a really nice job. He drew the charge on Kavanaugh. He prepared. He watched extra film. He did what he needed to do to get ready to go. So very, 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 very proud of him.
Coach, you mentioned how you liked the fast start, but your guys were seemingly relentless the entire game and kind of demoralized them. I mean, I wonder, did you see it the same way, and how much did you like the tenacity?
Yeah, I thought we kept the pedal to the metal. We talked about that, playing a full game. We're certainly going to need that as we go on the road on Saturday. We're going to play a really good team on the road on Saturday, so it's going to take a complete game, beginning, middle, and end. And I thought our guys did as good a job as we've done this year at playing a full game.
Coach, going back to Tillman, you mentioned the extra work he's put in. 3 of his last 4, he's had double-doubles, and this one might have been his best performance in that stretch. Has anything changed in his preparation, not just this game, but as a
Yeah, he's starting to take it more seriously. He's starting to understand, you've got to, how much you got to study the other opponent, study what happens. And like me and him watched an edit tape this morning after breakfast by ourselves for 4 or 5 minutes just on Kavanaugh and his moves, and that all that stuff helps. He's a lot more locked in with what we're doing. He just understands it. He's growing with it, and he's putting in extra time working. And so when you do that, good things happen. I was also happy to see Hamdi get back going. He played well. He fouled out, but he had 9 points. He made some good moves. It was good to get him back in the swing of things and get him back going a little bit. And good to see Malik hit a couple threes. Point guard play was great. I think we have 9 assists, 1 turnover. 12 assists, 1 turnover. See, I sold him short. So I think they did a nice job. I thought Jaquan was in total control. He did a nice job. He improved from last game. There's a couple times where he dribbled in there, and instead of trying to keep his dribble alive and dribble it out, he threw it to Johnny. And I thought those guys did a good job. I thought Johnny did a great job of attacking again. And overall they played well.
Has Hamdi's defense improved a lot?
I think so. He's gotten better. He moves his feet a little bit better. He studies the scout a little bit better. I think a couple things that happened tonight were just tough things. I think most of the time, for the most part, he did a really, really good job. He's getting better. He's starting to learn and work and understand, what it takes as well.
There's a lot of crowd appreciation when you block a shot into the third row. Do you talk to them about blocking it and keeping it?
Yeah.
Or do you appreciate that crowd bump?
No, we talk about. I mean, we work on weak side shot blocking. That's something we work on, and so I'm big into shot blocking. We've always had good shot blocking, and so we work on it. And we try to block it to a certain area and we've got a guard who runs to that area, you probably see us chase down some of those on the baseline because they know where the ball's going on a block. We try to talk about that so we have a guard there to grab it. But, I mean, sometimes their adrenaline's going and they get, they beat it pretty hard, and so it goes into the stands, and you just got to kind of live with that sometimes. But no, we'd like to keep them in balance so we can start our break.
Well, most said that this team plays best when it's loose. Is it hard to find a balance between loose?
Fine line. Today, this was as good as we've been. We were loose, and we were also very disciplined. We were like that in our shoot-around and our warm-up. This is as good as we've been with that. I thought before the UMass game we were too loose. When we came back in from the first warm-up, I was not happy. And so I let them know I thought we were too loose and we weren't locked in enough. And we play well when we're loose, but we've also got to get the work in and have that attention to detail with it as well. And I thought tonight we had that, maybe the best we've had all season.
Coach, is there any concern then that they might be a little too loose going into this 2 road game stretch?
No, we'll check that.
Mo actually quoted an old school saying ACL. How much different is your approach than the old ACL that, aggressive, confident release?
Yeah, we talk about all that stuff. We talk about being the aggressor and attacking. We talk about being connected, staying connected. We talk about being tough. So our thing is act the right way. So our thing is aggressive, committed, thankful, but we kind of change it during the season to aggressive, connected, and tough. But aggressive, committed, so it's kind of our deal.
Mo also used the word goofy, and you said it's a fine line. How can you measure where they are?
It's just a feel. It's just a feel. You got to have a feel. And, different guys have different personalities, and you got to make sure you match that. But you knew I had a pretty good sense we're going to play pretty well. You had a pretty good sense. When we're goofy, but we get the work in. Like when we get the work in, and sometimes at the end we get a little bit goofy, but when we get the work in, we're really good. And we had gotten the work in the last couple of days, and that led to us playing a little bit better.
Coach, you touched on Davis, and can you just speak on the challenges of playing them at their places?
Yeah, they're really good. I mean, they've got Gibbs, maybe the best player in the league, by far the best scorer in the league. They've got Peyton Aldridge. They've got a big kid, McGarity, who transferred from Boston College. So they got last year, one thing that was a little bit different is their 5-man couldn't shoot. So you could kind of lay off in the lane, and you didn't have to worry about all their cutters as much, because if they threw it to the 5, we just put our 5-man in the middle of the lane. We just played a 1-man zone. And so they could back cut and all that stuff. We didn't care because they're just cutting into Mo, so good luck. But this year, because the kid, number 1, Owanu or something, I can't think of his name, he couldn't shoot. So we just played a 1-man zone, let him kind of go wherever he wanted to. But you can't do that this year, so we're going to have to change up what we do a little bit. It's going to be more of a challenge, and I know it'll be a great crowd down there. It'll be the best team we've played. Us and Creighton are the only 2 teams that have 4 true road wins this year. I don't know if you knew that.
I did know that.
Okay, so we're the only two teams. Creighton's SID tweeted that out.
I saw that.
Yeah, okay. I was just making sure. But this will be the toughest. All jokes aside, this will be the toughest test we've had, and we need to play the best we've played so far on the road for sure.
Coach, how do you think DeRionte's handling just sort of the same?
It's been great. He's been great. He's getting stronger. We've been lifting him every day. He had a tremendous lift today. He's got the right attitude about things. I think he's going to come back stronger than ever, and in a really good frame of mind. He's got a little physical therapy tomorrow, and Monday we should be able to get him out and move him around a little bit. So he's been doing just a tremendous job. He's a great kid. He's got a bright future. And I think in the long run, I hate to say this, I think this will help him strength-wise, help him with some confidence things. I think this will be good for him. It hurts us now, but I think it'll be good for us. We're kind of dropping like flies. TB hurt his shin today and shoot around, and Q's had a little bit of a knee injury, and he couldn't really go tonight. So we only had 9 guys who could play. So we need some of these guys to come back.
Anything else, guys?
What was your heart rate at the end of the national championship game?
High. Surprised you couldn't hear me screaming when Renfro caught that thing.
Did you get your championship gear already?
Huh?
Did you get your
My
championship-
wife ordered stuff online that night. My wife ordered stuff online that night. All right.
Thanks, Coop.
See you, fellas.